I wanted to show you Google Forms today. Now, Google Forms is really great for collecting information and surveys, but it's also a really interesting learning tool for creating quizzes, for doing things like exit slips, to collect information or collect answers from students. Now, forms, the best way to make them is out of Drive. So if you go to your drive.google.com or your 9 squares in your email to find your Drive, and you go to New. Now, it's not on the main list. You have to go to More, and then it's right at the top of the list. I always look for purple when I look for Google Forms. Now, Google Forms is great because you create this really interesting website to collect information, and the answers go to a spreadsheet. So then you can manipulate them and do lots of things with them. Now, there's old forms and new forms. The first time you go in, it may say, hey, do you want to try new forms? Try new forms, because eventually the old forms are just going to go away. So if you are new to forms, might as well try the new ones. So first thing is give it a name. So I'm going to call my form weather quiz. So, spelling is important. Now, as I do this, you'll notice it's actually changing the name of the entire file. I can also do it here if it doesn't save through, because it saved the first time I hit enter, which is just fine. Now, a couple of things with it. The color palette lets you change the background. So right now it's purple. And if you go click on picture here, you can do all sorts of things. So if you're collecting information for all sorts of events or surveys, there's lots of different things here. There's lots of fun stuff. You can even upload your own photo, which I really like. I'm going to use this one because it's nice and bright for color. So it changes the theme there. Preview lets you see what your quiz looks like. We'll look at that in a second. Settings are important. Now, this one, especially when you're doing a quiz, you want to automatically collect their username. So then you can email them back their answers. Or you can at least know whose answers they are, which is really nice. If you're doing a test and you only want them to be able to answer once, that would be one. Often I have it so they can resubmit answers. And this is your final response. So it's a case of what do you want them to say after they finish. So that their final message. So you might say, hey, yay, you're done. Congrats. Your test is complete. Please silent read. So you can give them an instruction. So there's some more. You can let them edit. You can get them to see a summary when they're done. You can even shuffle question order. Now this is kind of nice in a test where there might be a security. This way your question order comes out shuffled. So it's kind of nice just so you know those are there. So that's up in this corner where those options are. So that now when you go to make a question, there's one kind of sample question sitting here. So I might say, weather question. You could say, what are examples of precipitation? What was my spelling? Not too bad. Now there's different question types because when I'm doing this, multiple choice is probably not the best one. Check boxes is probably the best one because they can select more than one. So here's your different types. You've got short answer, which is kind of like a tweet length, one sentence maximum. Paragraph, more than one sentence. Short answer really works good for 1 or 2 words. Multiple choice, classic. Checkboxes, more than one. Drop down's nice when you have like pick a school or you have a whole bunch of things that might take up a big thing of space. Linear scale, so you can rate things. Multiple choice grid, I like this one. So when you have multiple answers, so it can be, very good, satisfactory, not good, and then a list of things down the side. You can have it automatically have a date and time. Now, these are also really cool over here. So this is new, which is nice. So add question, just lets you pick another question. Right now I only have one. Add a title. So if you want to break it into sections, so maybe you have a multiple choice section, maybe you have a short answer section, but you can actually add titles within your quiz. Add an image. So if you want to put in a picture and then ask questions about the picture, that is perfect. Add a video, so then they have to watch a video and answer questions. Absolutely perfect. And add a section. What this does is it breaks it into pages. So you can actually, instead of having one long stream of a quiz, you can have multiple pages. So what this does is maybe you have 3 questions, you add a section, add another section, you can put a title on them. Just is a way of organizing. So examples of precipitation better for checkboxes. So I might say rain, snow. I'm just hitting enter in between these and it's automatically going to the next line, which is really neat. Now, if I already have this quiz, say, in an older version, and it's sitting in a document, if I just have these answers, I can just go to my other document, copy them, come over here, paste them, and if they have an enter in between, they'll put them each on their own row, which is super nice. So we have rain, snow, wind is not an example, so that wouldn't be selected. I could say high pressure, just put some random weather words in here. Sleet. You can add an other if you want them to write in. So I have an option 6 here. I don't need it. So I'm going to hit. Now I can also drag around my answers here because rain is too obvious to be a first one. So I can reorganize them. If I check on required here, it makes it so they must answer the question to submit. Now you have duplicate. So if you have very similar questions, you can just hit duplicate and it makes a second one that you can edit. Delete as if you want to get rid of it. You can add a hint. This is another shuffle. So you can not only shuffle the questions, but I can shuffle the answers, the snow, wind, sleet within the question. It's another security feature. So there's one answer. So I'm going to add another question here. We'll do multiple choice and I can say, oh, weather question. Wow, it's been a while since I've taught grade 5. Let's say, what is a type of cloud? So I could say cotton candy. It's not the best distractor, but we're making it up as we go here. I could say nimbus. I could say Roomba. Another type of cloud, more type of vacuum. And let's say, what else is a type of cloud? Let's say fluffy. So, required question. Awesome. I can also have them write it in. So I could say, what are some features of a low pressure system? Now this is where I want to go for a paragraph type. So I want them to actually be able to type that in. Make it required. So now let's go and let's hit preview so I know what my quiz is going to look like. So it says your username will be recorded. Perfect. And you can see check boxes. So I can check. Go ahead. And see how it says required question. We turn that on. It's a type of cloud. And then you can see you can type your answer here, which is really good. And then the student can hit submit. Now, how do I get this quiz to my students? I have a link. So I can right click, copy this link, and then go over to my Google Classroom or email it to them. And right click, paste that link. So then you have your link. You can also hit send. And you can actually email it straight to your class, and you can email it to a group. So for example, this is my Flex Learning group. And then it will go to everyone in that group. So that works really well. You can get your link there as well. So there's lots of different ways you can even, hey, automatically shorten the URL. Isn't that nice? So then it's shorter for your students and share that. It is case sensitive. And then you can automatically copy that. So you have some really great features in new forms. I really like the image one, so I'm going to show you what that looks like. So if I go to image there, I can actually search images. So I could say stratus. Oh, it's giving me Dodge Stratuses. Oh, there's some stratus clouds. So I've got that picture automatically. Now I can give it a title. I don't want to in this case because it's a test. I'm going to add a question underneath it. I'm going to say, what type of cloud is this? Multiple choice. So then I can write it's a nimbus, it's a stratus, it's a Dodge cloud. So you can do a lot of things with it. It's a candy cloud. And again, I'm going to make sure that's required. And then I'm going to go back to my preview. And you can see you can insert pictures right in your quizzes. So Google Forms is a really powerful tool. Check it out for your classroom.